everybody, thanks so much for joining me here in good old Orem, Utah. I'm here in my home office. I'm excited to talk to you tonight about preparing for the interview portion of the pre-draft process in the NFL. As you go to major all-star games, as you go to your pro day, as you go to the NFL Combine, as you get ready for those sacred couple weeks and months before the NFL draft, as an NFL player or a potential NFL player, you're going to have an opportunity to interact with NFL scouts, NFL front offices, and being prepared for the types of questions, the types of exams that you're going to go through is really going to give you an advantage on people that quite frankly haven't prepared. So that's what I want to talk to you first and foremost tonight. So it really first and foremost begins when you go to the various all-star games, whether that's the Senior Bowl, the East-West Shrine game, the NFLPA game, the CGS, the Hula Bowl. You're going to have an opportunity when you fly in first on that Sunday night to be greeted by dozens of NFL teams. They're going to know a lot about you. They're going to have done a lot of homework on you, maybe even called your high school. The Raiders are pretty well known for that. They're going to sit you down and make you fill out a questionnaire about who you are as a person. They're going to ask you about your family. They're going to want to learn what kind of person you are, how smart you are, how well you problem solve, how you learn. They even have a tablet for you to draw up plays. And so tonight, what I really want to explore with you guys and really educate my clients and everyone else out there is how you prepare to show exactly who you are to the best of your abilities. So again, as I mentioned, you're going to get off that plane, you're going to report to the hotel, they'll drive you in, you're going to start in team meetings, and then right away, you're going to start meeting with NFL teams in the major ballrooms or right there in your hotel. They're going to sit down and greet you. They're going to have certain guys they want to meet with that they have a lot of interest in, and really what they're going to want to know is who you are. They're going to ask about your family. They're going to ask about any injuries you may have had. They're going to ask you to take different personality exams, intelligence exams, and you're going to have an opportunity to showcase with your words, with your body language, just who you are and what you're about. One of the things that I would really caution online players is they know everything about you already, or they will know very, very quickly. And so you always want to be really honest, shoot them really straight, but at the same time, spin things in a positive manner. Never lie, never do anything that would later on reflect negatively on who you are or confirm if they had a bad image of you that you're dishonest. But always, ensure that you're leaving everything very positive and upswing with all your answers. They may make you sign a HIPAA release, which is very common to get your medical records, so be ready for that. They may have you take a variety of different intelligence and personality exams. Often you'll see teams combine to do this. The Cowboys, the Saints, and Bills often combine to have you do a multiple choice questionnaire on a computer that takes a good 45 minutes to an hour, where they'll have multiple choice and asking you questions about which between 4 different types of people you're the most like, which between 4 different types of people you're the least like. And my real advice there is always show that you're committed to football, that you're a great leader, that you're a positive person, and that you're really, really interested in making an impact. If ever you're put in a situation where you have to say something's not like you, a lot of times, a question that says, about happiness and things like that, while that'd be great, it's not essential to being a high quality football player. So that's probably the answer I would give in those kind of multiple choice questions. Be prepared for questions that ask what your ideal teammate looks like. What are the characteristics that he would have? Questions about your high school to college recruitment, why you made the decisions that you made. Looking at your body language, if you're going to shoot them straight, if you're going to look them in the eye, if you're going to shake them in the hand, if you're going to do things that are going to show that kind of commitment and confidence. They're going to want to know if you have made mistakes in the past, if you're going to own up to them, or if you're going to throw somebody else under the bus. They're going to want to know how you go about making decisions. What's your analysis? What's your process? So be ready to describe those kind of things to them. They're going to want to know how you learn. Are you a kinesthetic learner? Are you an auditory learner? Are you a visual learner? And many times they may have a full-on tablet right in front of you, and they're going to ask you to draw up a play from your college offense or defense and ask you to explain different assignments and see if not only you can do it on paper, but also articulate it. So be prepared for those kinds of things. Also be prepared to talk a lot about your family life, about the people you associate with, whether or not you're a leader, whether you have a mother figure and a father figure in your home, who you listen to, how you obey rules. Be prepared to talk about your injury history. If you've ever missed a practice, if you've ever missed a game, going back as far as even high school, be prepared for all that. Be prepared to discuss how you've done in the classroom. Talk about your major and things off the field that they're going to show different levels of intelligence, IQ, etc. Be prepared for off-the-wall questions. Who's your favorite superhero? Your taste in women, your favorite color, just to kind of throw you off and see if you can recover. Always maintain eye contact as much as possible. Smile, be firm, show a commitment to football. Often when I have players that come from the service academies, elite academic institutions, or religious institutions where there's a kind of a higher expectation in terms of personal conduct, many times scouts may wonder, how committed is this person to football? Or are they more interested in their professional career or other things? For those types of players, you've got a huge advantage because you probably are very clean cut, but you're at a slight disadvantage because teams may question how committed you are to football based on decisions that you made to go to those institutions. With players that are in that boat, and I've represented a lot over the years, what I recommend is say that you went to the institution first and foremost because of football. You made that decision because you wanted to play professional football, because you love football. Everything else that the institution brought to you, whether it was religious, whether it was for your country, whether it was for the elite academics, was just simply a cherry on top of the sundae that is football. Going a long way to pound the table and show scouts how committed you are to play this game, what you're willing to give up is huge. I had a player this year that, quite frankly, he comes from a very affluent background. He doesn't need the money to play in the NFL. And he's able to showcase in his interviews how much he really loves football because of that. It's not because football will make his life easier. It already is easy based on the influence of his parents. And so he crushed that portion because he was able to showcase that. I've had other players that have come from rough backgrounds and have to very long interviews explain the different connections they have to, let's be honest, not great characters, and explain how those people don't have a strong influence over his life. He doesn't make decisions based on their input, and he's taken steps to rid those people from his future. Bear in mind that teams are looking to invest in a player, and if they feel that you're a risky investment, that you're not something that they're going to have long-term non-volatility in, that's a real problem. They want someone who's stable. They want someone who's committed. They want someone who's going to showcase the best for their team. They don't want scandals. They don't want people coming in their lives. Unfortunately, I've seen and been a part of representation and seen parents, cousins, friends that have crept into players' lives and helped them make horrible decisions. Teams want to know up front if those kind of people are even close to being involved with you, so that those kind of problems could happen in the future. They don't want to invest in a player like that. And at best, they want to advise the GM that situation may exist. So be advised that you may get questions about that. But again, always be honest.
LeMay, strong runner between the tackles, and he goes right into the end zone and gives the East the lead.
The All-Star Game really provides an opportunity to interview with NFL teams. They'll start Sunday, and they'll go on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the NFL scouts will start to leave by Thursday. They'll have a walkthrough on Friday, and then Saturday is the game itself. The game will be filmed, and all your practices will also be heavily scrutinized. What will they be looking for during the games? It's your one-on-one matchups, the interviews themselves, how you move, and then actually the weigh-ins, where they measure how long your arms are, how big your hands are, how tall you are, and how much you weigh are crucial as well. So acing the interviews is huge, as we discussed. Winning your one-on-one matchups, huge. Showing that you can move like a true NFL athlete. Got to do it. And then last but not least, having the long arms, the big hands, the right weight, the right size is going to be great as well. So if you can show up and be able to do all those things at an All-Star game, you can really move your stock up a couple rounds, as many guys have at the Senior Bowl, the East-West Shrine Game, the NFLPA game, etc. So be prepared to do that. This process continues even after the All-Star Game. As you head to the NFL Combine in late February, early March, everything that happened at the All-Star Game and the preparation you put in is going to be magnified. Add to it that you're going to need to jump amazing, run amazing, crush the shuttle, master the the medical portions of this, and it's a lot going on all there in Indianapolis. The interview portion is the same as we just discussed, but add on top of that just a lot more scrutiny. And this time you're going to be sitting with NFL general managers, head coaches, and they're going to be asking very intense questions, similar to the ones that we already discussed, but just be prepared for the intensity to be really turned up. The broad, the vert, the 40, the shuttle, the 3-cone, the bench are also going to be huge for you to show what kind of athlete you are. The positional work is just like I just said. Gotta win there. Gotta win across the board. Add to it that you're on TV on NFL Network in front of millions of people. Add to it that they're going to get you up early in the morning to urinate in a cup and do drug tests. Add to it that Nike, Under Armour, and Adidas are there trying to pitch you all kinds of endorsements. Add to it that you're there for several days and all types of media are trying to talk to you. It's really, really important that you prepare yourself for that and get a lot of sleep. Hopefully you're with a training facility that's gonna be there right by your side, and an agent like myself that's gonna be right there with you to help you navigate all those waters. Understanding what you're gonna go up against, understanding how to win, understanding what you need to do to be successful is gonna be huge in making sure that you do just that. After the combine, well, a couple weeks later, you're gonna have your pro day at your school in early, mid, or late March. And it's the same kind of things, broad, vert, 40 shuttle bench, interviews after, positional work after, and then after that, you're gonna have private workouts where NFL teams come to your school and work you out. Maybe more focused on the positional aspects. Maybe they'll sit down and watch some tape with you. Maybe a position coach from an NFL team. Maybe it's a head coach or even an offensive coordinator, not just a scout. So be prepared for that as we enter into April. The last thing that can happen during this time as well is what's called a private visit, where you show up, shirt and tie, nice polo, and you're flown out to the NFL teams. You don't work out, you meet with the director of college scouting, the GM, and the various scouts and interview. Very similarly, if you were to go work for a major brokerage or a major law firm, you're really gonna show what kind of person you are. Be prepared for every kind of interview that we've already discussed on steroids then. But most importantly, you're gonna have a full physical done by the medical staff of that team. They're gonna find out what's really the latest and greatest with your body. They're gonna look at your old injuries. They're gonna look at any new injuries, because they may be considering drafting you and they don't want egg on their face if you've got a serious injury. If you're able to pass all of that, you're setting yourself up to get drafted. In the end of the day, I want what's best for you. I want you to conquer the entire pre-draft process, the interview portion, the all-star game portion, the combine portion, the pro day portion, the private workout and the private visit portion. You do all those things and you assure that teams know who you are, what you can do, the kind of athlete, the kind of human being, the kind of intelligent, the kind of NFL body that you have, and you're putting yourself in the best possible place to get drafted, which is what I want for you.